Gotta find the center of your hole.
Yep, it's right there. Oh. Today we are back on Colin's C10 project, and last time we got the bed on and the steering rack mounted. Today we're working on the radiator. Let's get it pushed into the shop and get to it.
Have you got it figured out yet? No. It just goes in there though. I know it goes in there.
Oh, nice. There we go. We figured it out. Looks good, don't it?
Sure does. I think we'll have to trim the frame down a little bit, but that's no issue. We threw the radiator in there. You can see it right through there, and
Put the hood on just to see what would clear and what wouldn't.
hi, Higgy. Here, show us. Oh, it's a light. Okay, that's how much room we have. Tons of room. I don't know how well you could tell, but we've got over an inch of clearance from the hood to the radiator, and we have some slight clearancing to do on the bottom of the radiator anyway, just to mount it. So there's no reason why that won't. To get the radiator mounted, we don't want to actually bolt to the radiator or even weld anything to it, because then we could risk causing problems in the future. All right, we're going to build kind of a C-channel that goes over the radiator under here and kind of cradles the bottom of it so that it doesn't want to go anywhere. I'm going to do that in the bottom across there, and then in the top we're going to bolt to these sections here and do the same thing. The radiator's not even going to be touching those pieces because it's going to be isolated with little rubber strips, and hopefully that's enough to keep us from cracking a radiator or even worse.
What do you think of that plan, Zach?
I like it. Let's get her done.
We're going to get Zach going on trimming this frame down so the radiator clears properly. Probably going to need to go down, I don't know, maybe half of what that is, and then up to there.
Okay.
Okay, let's get this front clip pulled off.
It's looking pretty good, Zach.
Yeah, I'll have to trim this piece right here up a little bit to make it match, but then we can box them in.
Let's see what I got over here to cut out.
It's kind of hard to explain what that is, but we'll cut it out and put it together and you'll see.
Got some pieces cut out to mount the radiator. We just kind of have to put them together.
Here's how it looks right there. So we have it bolted to a factory hole here and a factory hole here, and then we've got two more to make down here so that it bolts in through this cross member here and just holds it all together. So that's looking super strong. Let's see what the radiator looks like when we put it in. So the top is basically the same as the bottom, so that comes over and just grabs it right there on that lip. Next, we're gonna get those bottom holes drilled out and install these riv nuts, and basically they have a threaded insert, and when you put them in, they expand into the hole and stay there, so you don't have to hold a nut on the back of them or anything. Super handy for stuff like this. Boom. And just like that, one riv nut is installed. Time for the other one. Nice. Our bottom shelf is looking pretty dang good.
This is what we built for the top plate to hold the radiator in. So those holes just bolt up to some factory holes in the top of the core support, and then that C-channel just holds the top of the radiator like the bottom, but it also gets lined with some sort of membrane or rubber so that it can, you know, not wear a hole through the radiator.
I am mimicking what it's going to be like with the proper rubber isolator in there. And then we've got our upper piece here, and there was these 3 existing holes already, so figured why not just mount right to them. Boom.
That's beautiful. Nice and sturdy.
Oh yeah.
Dude, that looks good.
I like
Radiator
it.
mounted.
Looks great.
And it's a lot lower than I originally wanted it, which turns out is what it wants.
It looks like this radiator belonged on the front end of this truck.
When the time comes to put an AC condenser, I could easily modify these mounts to make one work. But for now, where we're not running one, this will be great.
We've still got to fit that bad boy in there too.
I know, I've been dreading getting that in there though, because it's such a pain in the butt. We were gonna get the intercooler mounted today,
But it's the end of the day and it's time to go home. I have a video to go edit. We'll be back tomorrow to put that in this truck and get the turbo piping all figured out. It's gonna be a good day. So yesterday we got the radiator mounted in the C10. Today, since we're turboing it, we need to put an intercooler in and make sure it all fits up nice and, you know, easy-ish access.
show us what you got going on, Zach.
It's in there. I'm already done.
It's sitting.
Can't you tell?
What did you
I thought it looked done. So far, I cut that out. That was it. It was sitting right in there, and it was pretty much all that was in the way.
I have an idea for how I want to mount the intercooler, but we got to pull the front grill off of this truck. I think if we just remove some of these 3 bolts right here and here,
And another 3 on the other side.
I think it will just pop off. So we'll try to hit that and see what it does.
I don't know if we're gonna want to use those ones again. Threads look good though. Head, not good.
Makes things easy.
Even that looks so clean. Like if you filled in that panel, like that's just a clean look.
Alright, so I'm thinking for this intercooler, it's gonna sit in there, just like that. These supports are right in my way, so we're gonna have to trim them a little bit. I think I'm gonna weld some 90s off the ends of this thing here, because I can't really get in there to put a boost boot on it anyway. So if I just weld 2 90s off and extend it out a little bit, I just have to cut 2 holes, bolt this on, and that's the end of it. All my worries go away.
This cart right here is my favorite cart in the whole shop, and that's because it's purple. And not that drawer, that drawer. That is the most satisfying drawer. There's like no play in any of that. It just fits. But it's time to finally use the intercooler piping that fills this drawer. I'm planning on welding it right to the intercooler. Something like that, so we'll have to cut it. Have you welded aluminum before?
I have not.
Oh boy. In for a treat. Time to pull out the old TIG welder. Oh, it's not even plugged in. Right. Boom. There we go. Beautiful. One of my favorite tools in the shop.
Boy, just like that. Look at that. So we're gonna have to weld those on, but I have some friends coming over for lunch and we're having burgers. So we gotta run to the store and go get some hamburger buns and basically everything to make them. Let's go. thank you guys for coming to lunch and checking the shop out. I'm sure you guys have plenty to do.
Giveaway Jeep.
Yeah, well, we got a intercooler to weld together. Thank you, Holly and Walter, for stopping by for lunch. That was really fun. But right now, we're going to be putting another lip on the edge of this pipe so that the boots don't slip off. And we're going to use this bead roller here to do it. It's not exactly the right tool, but it's going to get the job done for what we're doing. Okay, Zach, you want to give me a roll? And I'll slowly... Okay. That already feels better than the one they had on there before. Whoa. Okay, go ahead.
Man, this is working way better than my stay pipe on Josh's truck.
No kidding. So we'll clean that up.
Looks nice.
It actually does. I'm super impressed. How an intercooler is supposed to look. Time to get this prepped and we can start welding it. Love-hate relationship with aluminum. Has to be really, really, really clean, and you have to be really, really, really good to even start. And then you have to get really, really, really good to make it hold. And I am not really, really, really good at this yet. But I always love the opportunity to learn new things, so here we are. Ready?
Yep.
Okay, let's not blow through this.
That looks terrible, man.
We forgot to turn the gas on.
Oh. Yeah, that'll get you on it.
Ready?
Uh-huh.
It got hot fast?
Yeah, it did. I was worried you weren't going to stop and I was going to have to let go and it'd fall.
Hold that right there. I'll throw down again. Cause I do that every now and again.
Do you?
Yep. Watch out.
That seems like you're welding for so long to get an itty bitty tack. That's so loud.
It's alternating current, AC. It's gonna take a bit of work to get it fully welded. I'm not an aluminum welder, and I don't claim to be, but these will pass.
That looks professional to me. Professional enough for who it's for.
Both sides even. So that is so cool to me. So this will go in there just like that. Did we make sure this goes wide enough to go around the radiator? Now that's a setup.
Well, for not double checking, that's pretty perfect.
Right on. So this goes approximately right there and there. And we still have to figure out how to actually mount this thing.
Ooh, it's still a little bit hot.
Nice. Now we just need to cut those holes out.
Gotta find the center of your hole.
Yep. It's right there.
Oh! No, it's not.
Yeah, it is.
You shouldn't have guessed. That's not very simple.
Okay, here we go. Ta-da! That's a nice something.
And there's probably some guy that is so mad right now that you're cutting teeny tiny little holes in the front of this truck. Wow.
We got to do a little bit more trimming on the inside edge so that it can actually go all the way in. I'm happy. This is going well for today. Tomorrow, different story, but today, it's a good day.
What are you welding now?
All right, so these tabs are gonna get welded on right there, and they may or may not work, but it's how we're gonna mount this thing. I don't know how much give this is gonna need, or if it's gonna need any period. So we're gonna try it like this. All right, so we got the mounts put on the intercooler, and we got the nutserts in the core support. Now let's bolt her up. Out of the way, Higgy. Okay.
I think that's pretty fantastic looking.
Well, there she is. After looking at it all put together, I really think it needs to be on rubber isolators, kind of like how the Radiator is. And I've got a couple ideas for how to do that. For today, this is gonna have to work. Not that we needed it mounted, but now we have an idea, and we'll see how it clears the grill now. All right, it's in there. You can't really see it, but it's there for sure. Yeah. Now we'll put the radiator in and see what it all looks like together. That.
Wow.
You kind of can't even tell it's there. All that work. That is it for today. We got radiator in yesterday, intercooler in today. It's looking super killer.
Needs some more work though.
A little bit.
Okay, so we're gonna call it quits early on the C10 this week because a friend of mine, Kip with Legend Auto Lifts, he's actually the one that installs all the Challenger lifts in the area. He called me up and asked if I wanted to be a part of something special, and of course I couldn't say no. So we're heading up to West Haven, Utah, which is about a 5-hour drive to go help with that. I'm gonna let him tell you more of the details. I'll see you there.
So how we got here is I took down a lift from Chad's shop and it was a piece of garbage. Unbeknownst to me, his brother Kurt bought the thing and couldn't get it together because there's a bunch of missing parts. And it's so old that Challenger doesn't even support the lift anymore and you can't get most parts for it. I asked him, I said, hey Kurt, if I give you a really good deal, basically my cost, can we just upgrade this to a new lift? And sorry. And the guy broke down in tears in front of me, said, Kip, I got this shop and they raised my rent on me by like 4 times the cost of what I initially had it. And in the process of kicking me out, my son passed away. Put all my money for this shop into his funeral. Gave me a hug and I left his shop and I went down and I talked to Chad. And I said, Chad, you know, what is your brother's story for real? Is he worth helping? Chad proceeded to tell me that his older brother is the guy that always helps everybody else. Fixes their cars, just willing to do anything for them, never take help in return. This is going to be a surprise for him. Hopefully we don't overwhelm him too much with all these people, but we'll go over and get that done.
Cool.
After looking at your lift and hearing your story, I decided that we couldn't put this lift up. We're all giving you a lift. For a guy that does everything for everybody else, brother, it's time to get paid back.
I don't even know what to say.
I'm overwhelmed.
So we're just gonna all chip in and install your equipment here.
There's people here that know way more about what they're doing than I do. I just make YouTube videos. But got real electricians here, running power to it. Real lift installers. Kip, as always. Looking good in here. Looking really good.
Rudy, on the other hand, are really good at standing here with their hands in their pockets.
No, just you. Speak for yourself.
Okay.
Harbor Freight helped all of us out a lot. And when they found out what was going on, they also wanted to give you a couple of little things. So can't have a lift without the oil drain. Big old 20 gallon. Badlands off-road jack. Jeez.
Wow.
Yeah. And for when you got to do something out of the shop, there's a little pack of them. You can't have Harbor Freight stuff without a golden socket wrench.
Nice.
That reminds me of a joke. You know how you make gold soup?
How?
You add 24 carats.
Dang.
And then also,
Who brought this guy?
so thank you for all you do for your whole community. And we appreciate it.
Yeah.
We need more
Thank you.
people
Thank you.
like you in this world.
Appreciate it so much.
We're just happy we could help.
I'm overwhelmed.
Yes,
My
that's amazing.
my son is smiling right now. He passed away a few months ago. Thank you. You guys are awesome. Kip.
Love you.
Wow.
Kind of a catch-22. You give a guy tools to work with. That's just work.
Challenger, they're just awesome. They made this happen today. This stuff is really cool for Kurt, but we have a giveaway for you too. It is a Snap-on 3/8 inch impact wrench. Go to our Instagram. There are a couple of rules. You'll see that there's going to be a video there that has the rules and what you've got to do to win this.
Who's Instagram?
Legend Auto.